This is the future.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Warframe video. I know that you are busy right now farming the new content in Whispers in the Walls, or even farming Arcane Energized to max out the Arcane or profit from it by running the new Operation Gargoyle's Cry event. But please lend me a couple of minutes of your time as I share my thoughts and suggestions on the features that can further make Warframe better this year. Most requests from Warframe players are new content and big updates, new Warframes, new weapon types, and all the new things to play in Warframe. But for me, I am most excited about Warframe reworks and system overhaul in the game. Arcane Dissolution is a thing of beauty as it gives you the chance to dissolve unused arcanes and purchase arcanes that you don't own yet. This is a big overhaul and a huge win, not just for Warframe players, but for Warframe, who has been on the market for 10 years. Each year, Warframe releases new content and adds more depth to their game. Adding a feature like Arcane Dissolution will completely sever the grind, as it allows you to enjoy almost all missions in Warframe that drop arcanes and then convert those duplicates into a resource to get arcanes that you don't own. I am hoping that Digital Extremes will deploy more system overhaul like this, which gives us the option to get something while doing other missions aside from hunting Eidolons in the plains, just to get a chance to obtain Arcane Energized. While I'm glad that Digital Extremes also added the Archon Shard Coalescent Fusion that lets you fuse 2 shards and create a new variant, I'm still hoping that one day Digital Extremes decides to give us the feature that will allow us to fuse all those normal variant of our Archon Shard to a Top Forge version. For example, if you have 5 normal Crimson Archon Shard, then you can fuse them into 1 Tau-Forged Crimson Archon Shard with the help of the Coalescent Fusion and spending some resources which you can farm from the new Whispers in the Walls update. Honestly, I don't mind farming stuff in the game if I have a guaranteed chance of getting what I want in the end, and I'm hoping that the Coalescent Fusion feature will add a system wherein we can turn those normal Archon Shards to Tau-Forged versions. The next thing that Digital Extremes should do this year is make Duviri Paradox more accessible. Don't get me wrong, the update is accessible by all Warframe players if they have completed previous quest requirements, but what I want them to do is give the content a complete overhaul, because honestly, the Duviri Paradox is somewhat a different content to Warframe. Farming Pathos Clamp is a pain in the ass, as you would need to complete stages first before you can spawn the Worm Boss. I think it's time to cut the stages for the Worm Boss fight, as it annoys players to do a couple of things before you can get those Pathos Clamp. The developer can at least have 1 stage of bounty to spawn the Worm Boss and begin the fight immediately. Also, farming resources in Duviri Paradox is annoying, as you would need to finish Worm Boss fight before you can even extract. I honestly think that it would be better if the developer will add a true open world to the Duviri Paradox content, wherein we can go into the area just like the other open worlds in the game and do side missions without the Worm Boss fights in the end. While the boss fight is not that hard, it's really annoying to take extra steps just to farm a specific resource in the open world. Honestly, I am in doubt with these suggestions, as I think Digital Extremes won't do anything about the roguelike mechanic of the game. The whole system is built to do stages and do the boss fight finale, and no matter how much I suggest cutting the stages, I think they won't listen to this selfish idea. However, I do hope that they will get rid of the randomizer feature in the Duviri Paradox content. 9 out of 10 times, a Warframe player would rather want to farm things in the game using their favorite Warframe and weapon combos. I only see a few players like me who are complaining about the roguelike mechanic of the Duviri content. Most complaints come from the system, wherein you need to pick a random loadout before you can do any content in Duviri Paradox. Many Warframe players don't like the idea of being forced to use things that they don't like, or items that they haven't even modded yet. The Steel Path circuit is great, and honestly, I like the way it is, since it's one of those game modes wherein you can enjoy cap levels and get insane power fantasy buffs through the decree system. However, you can't try your best builds in the game mode since the loadout is all random, and I feel lucky to have Mesa and Styanax during my circuit run. Aside from that, players often leave after 1 or 3 runs of Steel Path Duviri circuit since they don't like their current loadout. It's very irritating in my opinion, and I always prefer those teams who go for long runs in the Steel Path circuit and complete all the tier rewards in one go. It's great if somehow Digital Extremes will remove the random loadout so everyone can just run their powerful builds and farm the circuit in one go. Also, I would like more Warframe rework this year. The recent Hydroid rework solved the problematic state of Hydroid, and he has become a fun Warframe to play with right now. The Warframe got even better with the corrosive stacking that the Emerald Archon Shard buff gives, and you can fully strip the armor of enemies using 2 Emerald Shield Shard in your build with Hydroid's abilities. It even gets better since Hydroid has an augment that grants viral damage in his first ability, which increases the damage potential of the Warframe. And mind you, this is a subsume ability also, and I got a couple of viral Tempest builds coming up soon. I hope that some old Warframes get a well-deserved rework, especially in ROs, as this Warframe is becoming more and more obsolete as the shield is becoming more meta in Warframe. Don't get me wrong, Inaros is not only the Warframe affected by the shield meta, as other Warframes rely solely on damage reduction and health. However, Inaros gets affected the most since he is one of those Warframes that don't have shields. In addition, his abilities are mediocre at best, and it needs tweaking to make his skills better. This is dubbed by many as the only Warframe that doesn't require skills to play, as literally Inaros has no skills worth remembering in the game right now. With all the status immunity, shield gating shenanigans, and new hybrid Warframes coming in the game, Inaros has become obsolete and needs an urgent rework as soon as possible. And lastly, I would like to talk about the Riven system in the game. The Warframe community shares a love and hate relationship with the Riven system in the game. Some like it because they can create crazy builds or even maximize the potential of their weapon, but some hate it because it's unbalanced, and sometimes digital extremes do this Riven disposition changes to shake up the meta. If you are enjoying a specific weapon with a 5-star Riven disposition, then you will definitely get pissed when digital extremes decided to lower the disposition of the Riven for that specific weapon. Also, Rivens are one of those items in the game that is a great source of platinum. Aside from arcanes and prime parts, Riven mods can sell for tons of platinum if you have a perfect god roll Riven. However, the cost of rolling a perfect god roll Riven is traumatizing sometimes, and it pisses you off when you get a very high critical chance with negative damage stats. You don't get to keep the high critical chance value as you need to re-roll the Riven because of the bad damage stats. It's purely based on luck to roll multiple stats with high values, and what I'm suggesting is to have a feature wherein we can keep a specific stat in exchange for higher Kuva per roll. I don't mind farming Kuva right now, as it's really easy if you unlock the Steel Path levels, and I don't mind wasting hundreds of thousands of Kuva in my Riven just to get all the perfect stats for it. So that's all about it. These are the features I'm hoping that Digital Extremes add this year in Warframe, aside from the new content they will be releasing. Some of my suggestions may be selfish for you guys, so I would love to hear your thoughts about the things I want to change or add in Warframe. Also, I would like to hear what are your most requested feature in Warframe that you hope to see this year. Let us discuss this in the comment section below. Before you go, I would like to thank you for sticking with me until now and supporting the channel in your own way. Just by watching my videos means a lot to me, and thanking you is not enough to express how I appreciate every ounce of support you give to the channel. 2023 was full of surprises for me as I lose my job. We then experience a calamity, and a lot of bad things happened last year, but I'm just still thankful that I survived all of that and got a chance to start anew in 2024. For those people who are also struggling, I really hope that you finally find the light out of the dark cave you are in. I really wish you all the best this year and find success, peace, and happiness. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Squad Leader signing off.
This is the future.